Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you very much for attending our webinar series today. This is the third in the installment of IP or patent strategy series, and today we are going to talk about Toyota. And the topic for today is we want to explore how Toyota capitalizes on patents to sustain its competitive advantage for the next generation vehicles. So a little bit about myself. I'm a patent attorney by profession, practicing in Singapore, Malaysia, and also actively involved in IP protection in the Southeast Asian region. We are actively involved in not only the patent protection work, but also IP monetization work. So I would like to start my presentation today introducing Toyota. I would say Toyota is actually a company which is born out of patents, right? Why do I say so? If you look at the origin of patent of Toyota, Toyota has its origin in Toyota automatic weaving machine. Which was founded by Shakishi Toyoda in 1911. Shakishi Toyoda has invented a variety of automatic loom technology, including the Toyota, the world's first automatic loom machine with non-stop shuttle change in 1924. And this automatic loom machine was actually patented. And Mr. Toyoda's son, which is Kishiro Toyoda, actually sold the patent in 1929 to a UK firm for 100,000 yen. And this 100,000 yen provided the starting capital for the foundation or the founding of Toyota Motor. So, from here you can see that Toyota has a tradition of patenting and innovation, and it is a company born out of a patent. Okay, a little bit about an overview about Toyota. Yeah, Toyota Corporation is a company based in Toyota City, Japan. It is the world's largest automotive manufacturer. And in 2010, it became the first automotive manufacturers to make more than 10 million vehicles annually. And in 2022, for 3 years in a row, Toyota was the world's best-selling automotive automaker. So, market cap of Toyota, Toyota is valued at close to 300 billion US dollar by 31st of March 2022. Yeah, so it's a $300 billion giant. If you look at the share price of Toyota over the years, it has increased more than tenfold over the past 10 years, right? If you are an investor in Toyota, you wouldn't be complaining because the share price is doing well as well. And in terms of market share, automotive global market share, Toyota is currently the world's largest manufacturer with a market share of 11.5% of the car on the road today are produced by Toyota. So not bad, you know, 1 in 10 of automotive motor car on the road is from Toyota. And you see other automotive players like Volkswagen, Honda following. Okay, so and we look at the market share wise, it is, even though Toyota is the world's largest company by market cap, the world's largest automotive company by market share. In terms of market cap, you see companies like Tesla surpassing Toyota to be the world's largest automaker of the world. This is due to growing climate issue, environmental concern, and also the increasing effort to digitalize our car, to get it connected, to get it auto. So these are the new challenges faced by traditional automakers like Toyota. The move is towards electrification of cars, replace internal combustion engine, and also autonomous driving. So even though Tesla is bigger in terms of market share, Toyota is still the largest in terms of annual turnover, with $270 billion annual revenue compared to Tesla's $74 billion. And if you look at the world top automotive brand in 2023, Toyota is ranked the third most valuable mark behind Mercedes-Benz of Germany and Tesla of US. The brand itself is worth $52.5 billion. So Toyota is a market leader and also one of the top brands in the automotive world. So now we would like to turn to the Toyota competitive strategy. How does Toyota compete? And for this, I always like to refer to Professor Michael Porter's competitive framework. According to Professor Porter, for a company to be competitive, you have to have a very clear strategy. You can choose to be, you can compete on the cost, or you can choose differentiation, right? And you target to a certain niche market. No company should compete in the middle. You cannot be everything to everyone. You need to choose either you be a cost leader or you become a differentiator. We have done a case study on Tesla before. You can check from our website, Tesla case study. And Tesla obviously is a differentiator. But what about Toyota? So if you look at Toyota, Toyota overarching strategy is skewed towards cost leadership. Yeah, the ability of the core competency of Toyota is its ability to produce automobile of high quality but at competitive price. It is meant for the middle lower class and definitely not for the upper class. So it's providing value for money. And this cost leadership is a result of Toyota's very own Toyota production system. And Toyota production system, or the popularly known as the Toyota's way, is a lean manufacturing method with standardized methods and processes that save costs and increase productivity. And this is the source of Toyota's competitive advantage for it to be able to compete at quality car at low price. And this is an overview of Toyota production system. It is based on the philosophy that all waste have to be eliminated in the production process, and always looking for the best way, improve your way to you have to achieve the most efficient method. These are the philosophy behind. So reduce all waste. Just-in-time manufacturing is the way that Toyota is doing to reduce, to eliminate all waste. You only operate with the minimum resources required to deliver your car. You just buy sufficient part just in time and to produce a car. You don't have, you don't keep a lot of inventory of parts. You don't keep inventories of car. You produce it when it is required. And this is the just-in-time concept. And you also have the automation concept. Is automation is different from automation. Automation doesn't have the human involvement, but automation, you have a human automation with a human touch. So it means that when you do automation and you see any abnormalities in your production process, all employee has to stop and to find a way to solve the problem and to respond to the problem. right? So by doing that, you keep on improving. There's also the concept of Kaizen, or in Chinese, it's called 改善, right? Kaizen, continuously improving your process, stop to solve any issues you have. And that will lead to a faster or better innovation that results in Toyota's very innovation, a lot of innovation coming from Toyota. So you're able to produce lower costs using just in time, and you're able to innovate quickly. And in order to do just in time, right, you need to have a system. How do you make sure that you produce just in time, purchase just in your part just in time, just to produce the car when it is needed? So Toyota has automated the system, computerized the system, and filed a patent to protect that. So a lot of people ask whether it is possible for you to patent a business method, right? A business process. The answer is yes. You can look at this Toyota. If you implement this process using a software, it's automated using a system, then you can. And this is a parts procurement system and method. It was filed very early in 2001. And what it involved is actually Toyota have a virtual production line. This virtual production line is a hypothetical production line based on the long-term production plan of the company. And in this system, we also have a part ordering system. The part ordering system will identify how many parts you need, when you need it, and also the manufacturing time required to produce the part from your supplier. All this is controlled by the part manufacturing part. And the system has a correction means. The correction means will look at your actual production line. And when you see the actual production line has changes, so the parts order mean will get adjusted by the correction means, and they will do the necessary order to buy the parts and to produce the product, the car. So this is the system innovated by, the method is innovated by Toyota, but they also have a system to produce it. And this is being patented. If you're interested, you can read about this in our handbook. And if you look at the innovation of Toyota, you can see that Toyota, based on the patent data that we extract from eSpaceNet, which is an ePayO patent database for the past 20 years, we find Toyota have 285,000 applications in the last 20 years. And if you take the number of filing as an indication of innovation, I would say that Toyota filing the most patent should be considered one of the most innovative automotive companies. So averagely, Toyota filed 273 patents a week, right, to come up with that number. So you can see that Toyota, the TPS allows it to produce, to reduce all waste, to be efficient, and at the same time to be innovative, because you have the Kaizen, you have the automation for all the employees to innovate. When they see a problem, they stop, they have to innovate to improve. And all these innovations, they do protect it using patent. And a patent is a very important economic mode for Toyota. What is economic mode? Something that can protect your technology from your competitors. If you have no competitive mode, anything you invent, people can come in and just steal it away. So using this economic mode, you can have a sustainable competitive advantage, meaning you can continue to make money as long as the patent is still valid. If competitor were to come in, you have a legal recourse against the competitors. So Toyota relies on the TPS, the Toyota production system, and also the patent to protect its automotive technologies to attain the competitiveness. Okay, so I think at this juncture, I should pause to talk a little bit about IP, right? Because for some of you, you probably are new to the world of IP. So I just want to quickly introduce what is IP. There are different kinds of IP. If you have a new invention, a new technology, you file a patent for it. If you have content, you copyright your creative content. If you have a brand, you trademark your brand. You have a unique design, you file industrial design for your unique design. And you also have a lot of proprietary important information that you can protect as trade secrets. All these IP are intangible assets. You can't see, you can't touch, but it is a real right because it is a monopolistic right given by the government. If you want to own a patent, a technology, you file a patent with the government of your country, of the land of the relevant government authority, and the government authority will give you the monopoly for a period of time. So it's limited by time and it's limited by jurisdiction because you need to get the monopoly, the legal monopoly from the relevant government authorities. So in short, right, when you have any creation, any new ideas, and you want to own these ideas, you can file any of these IPs. And once you own the idea, you can control the use of your idea, and you can ask for royalty for the use of this. So this is the, for Toyota, intellectual property is a key engine of growth. And so I would like to also share about patent a little bit, you know, what is required to file a patent. Today's topic is about patent strategy by Toyota. So I think I need to talk about patent. You can file a patent for your invention if it is novel, meaning it involves a combination, a new combination of parts. It is inventive, meaning it has a technical advantages, and it is useful, meaning you can apply it in your industry. These are the three basic patents. So patents comes in different category. It can be as simple as a 3M post-it tag, when 3M combine glue with paper, a new combination that solve a problem for the office worker, and you can actually apply it. You can file a patent for it. You can have a patent for machine, like a photocopying machine, again, a combination of parts, composition of matter, composition of ingredient, process, combination of steps. If this combination is novel and it has a better result, you can file a patent. So at the end of the day, patent is a game of combination. If you have a new combination, you can file a patent to own it. And Toyota technology can be broken down to different areas, but in essence, it can either be a machine patent or process patent or an article patent, and which I'm going to show later. And if you look at Toyota, they have a lot of patents, and when they have a technology that they want to protect, they file a ticket. They have a portfolio of patents to surround a technology. This is what we call by the patent portfolio strategy, because if you want to control or protect $1 billion market, one patent is not sufficient. So you need a portfolio of patent, a ticketing strategy to protect your idea. So coming into the patenting side of patent of Toyota, as you can see from the screen, Toyota has the world, among the automotive company, the largest inventory or the largest portfolio of automotive patents. It has 20,000 active patents families, not patents, but patent families. One patent family means, like, you know, this one patent you can file in 10 countries, right? So this one family has 10 patents, but it is considered one family. So Toyota has close to 20,000 active patents families. And it is by far, it uses patents a lot to protect its technology. So, and today's topic is about next generation vehicle. What is Toyota doing to protect its next generation vehicle? I think that everybody of us all agree that the automotive world is undergoing a transformation, a very basic transformation, because we want our car to be greener and to be more intelligent. If possible, it can drive by itself, and we can enjoy all the entertainment where we are driving, right? So the movement is towards electrical vehicle. The movement is towards autonomous vehicle. The AE and the AV and the EVs are the two main themes of the automotive world. So what are the Toyota strategies for next generation's vehicles, right? So we have compiled some of the key patterns that we thought are important for Toyota, and we have actually put it in our handbook. And if you are interested, you can scan a copy of the handbook and you can read about that in great detail. Okay, and I have to acknowledge that many of my diagrams here that I use are actually copyrighted by a pattern analytics company called looming, right? So these are some of the pictures that I use. And the Toyota strategy is for the next generation vehicles focuses on 4 areas. First is on hydrogen fuel cell car. Toyota to date has filed 12,000 patents on this hydrogen fuel cell car. The full battery EV, Toyota has more than 15,000 patents. Sensors technology for AV, automotive vehicle, Toyota has filed 6,000 patents, and families, 6,000 patent families, and power electronic, silicon carbide, using silicon carbide to increase your motor power, the engine power. Toyota has filed more than 1,002 patent families. So Toyota, in respect of the future generation vehicle, Toyota has adopted vertical integration strategy, meaning the entire supply chain are covered, from the product to the production method to the infrastructure development to its use is covered, right? So this is what the market leader would do. They have to jealously protect its market share, and you have the resources, you will try to protect as much as you can. So this is the strategy adopted by Toyota. So I would like to go through these 4 areas in some details, and I hope I can explain with some of the pattern that we found. One is on the autonomous vehicle, the first one, or the terms of the art is called Advanced Driver Assistance System, or ADAS, or I would simply call it as AV, autonomous vehicle. So I think AV will redefine the way we use automotive, right? It will be very much a software-based car. It will be like your smartphone that you can update remotely using software downloads, and it will be fully automated, right? So so in order to do this, you have to have very strong sensor and very comprehensive software operating system to handle this type of intelligent car. So Toyota is actually a pioneer and a leader in the development of autonomous vehicle, especially on the sensor technology. You can see that Toyota found a lot of patents on camera. Recently, Toyota has announced that using its Crown model, it will be launching a fully automated driving system with hands-free capability by 2025, right? So this is the announcement made by Toyota. So in terms of AV technology, Toyota has filed a lot of patents over the years. As you can see, in year 2020, it has filed more than 900 patents family on this area alone. This is necessary because Toyota AV is a heavily contested field. You have Tesla, you have other competitors like Volkswagen and Mercedes and Ford, and also you have the newcomers in US like Waymo, a subsidiaries of Google. You have Uber. You also have Apple Car coming up. So there's so many competitors. So you need to have use patent to grab the land bank, right? It's like you need to own a certain territory. You need to own the technological territory. You need to patent it to own it. So this is what is happening now. And when we talk about sensor, there are three types of sensors that are applicable to autonomous vehicles. They are cameras, radar, and LiDAR, right? You can use this either of these three or a combination of the three to achieve 3D mapping of your environment. You can see what is happening around you. And you have to combine your sensor with advanced computing technologies like your GPS. You need to know where you are, the IoT, and also artificial intelligence to interpret all the data and tell you where to drive, where to go, and all that. So this is the the autonomous car. And Toyota, as you can see, found patents on all three areas: radar, LiDAR, and also cameras. But most of its focus is on camera. So Toyota is actually betting on camera to go to the next generation's vehicle. And yeah, so Toyota filed these patents worldwide, but the key countries are US and Japan, and recently into China, because these three places has a lot of development on autonomous vehicles. So these are the areas where Toyota extended their patent to. Okay, I would like to share a few patents with you relating to autonomous vehicle. And one of the patents that we can identify is this patent 94062032. You can get this from our handbook, by the way. So this is actually it was filed quite early in 2009. Yeah, it's quite an old technology already. And some of you might be using this in your Toyota car today. So what is it about, right? This is about a warning driving support method and apparatus where you are driving, and if you unknowingly depart from your lane, your car will sound an alarm system to let you know that you are departing, right? So there's an on-off function for you to activate and deactivate this function. But if you activate it, you can actually get warning when you depart from your lane. And what does this patent protect, right? You can see what this patent protects by looking at the claim, and this is what the claim is about. So this claim is about a driving support apparatus, right? That first you have a image processing session. You capture the image and you can process the image. You have an image taking session, meaning your camera, you take image, you process the image to detect a lane dividing line. So when you travel on the route, there will be a lane. If there's no lane, then you have a virtual lane dividing line. And a support session to prevent the car from deviating, right? And a warning session. A warning session when in operation will sound to you that you are departing from the lane or not by using the image captured by the camera. So this combination is actually patented by Toyota. And if any other car manufacturers wants to use camera to detect lane departures, they will have to buy a license from Toyota. The next related patent to this is lane departure session. And when you depart from lane, they use the coefficient of friction on your driving wheel, right, to help you get back to your correct lane. And this is what this patent is about. Yeah, you can again look at the claim to know what is being protected by this system. It is actually a sensor. It has sensor and it has a steering wheel, and the steering wheel has an adjustment mechanism to adjust the coefficient of friction between the rim and the driver's car, right? So you have a coefficient of friction, and this system is actually, of course, run by a controller chipset, and this controller will determine a deviation factor. When you deviate from your driving path, then when you reach a certain threshold, when you deviate, then the controller will activate the adjusting mechanism, right? So when you are detected to have exceeded the threshold drive deviation, then the coefficient of friction will decrease. So it's easier for you to drive back, move your wheel back to the rightful lane, so that you don't depart from your lane. So I believe this is also being implemented by Toyota. So these are some of the patterns, right, Toyota is doing, and they own this combination. If anyone were to do using wheel coefficient of friction to control the driving lane, then you will be infringing the patent. And the next one is another patent that we find interesting, filed in 2013. You have a vehicle monitoring device. And what it takes here is you have a GPS location information on your car. You have a camera which can capture image of the exterior. And you have a display device to display the image capture. And you have a server, right? The server will communicate with the car to know where your location is. And the server already identify, right, using this map, that certain areas are caution point. So when you reach the caution point, the image will be shown onto your display unit. You can see, right, if there is a very big turn, then it is considered a caution point by the server, and the server will automatically capture and show it on your display. So these are the AV system that Toyota has protected, which we have singled out and tried to share with you. So this is for the first part of the patent on the autonomous vehicle, and I've shown some of the patent filed by Toyota. The second area that I would like to share with you is the hydrogen fuel cell. Yeah, so hydrogen fuel cell is an interesting product that you can run your car using hydrogen and also air. Yeah, and how does it work, right? If you look at this diagram, you can see that you take in hydrogen and you take in air, and there's an electrochemical reaction at the anode of the fuel cell. You have the negative electron where the hydrogen is broken down into negative charge electron, and at the positive cathode, the oxygen will combine with the hydrogen to form H2O. So the overall reaction is you use oxygen and water and hydrogen to produce energy and also electricity and the water vapor and heat. So this is the reaction. So heat will be created as a byproduct. So Toyota has launched this model called Mirai. Mirai is the world's first fuel cell hydrogen car in 2014. So if you look at this Mirai, it has what? It has a hydrogen tank to store the hydrogen. It has an air intake to draw in the oxygen. It has a fuel cell to combine these two to create electricity. You have a battery to keep the electricity, and you have the electric motor to power the car. So this is, in essence, what the fuel cell is. And Toyota is the undisputed trailblazer. It is the leader in hydrogen car with filing the most patent. And the benefit of hydrogen car is it's environmentally friendly because you don't produce CO2. You can easily refill, right? You can just take oxygen and hydrogen more easily. So this is what is green, and it's easy to refill compared to the battery, right? So this is what Toyota is betting on. And Toyota has filed 12,000 patent families over hydrogen fuel cell car, and it's the world largest. And the protection because they have so many patents, they want to popularize the hydrogen car. It has opened up more than 5,000 of its hydrogen fuel cell patents to other competitors in the automotive world. they can just use it, right? And this royalty-free use for the 5,000 fuel cell patent. And this patent filed by Toyota on hydrogen fuel cell cover different aspects, the whole vertical system or integration of the supply chain, from the production of hydrogen, how you can produce hydrogen using electrolysis, or even using biomass fermentation to produce hydrogen was also considered. And storage of the hydrogen in the compressed tank, because that's the dangerous part. Yeah, if you are not careful, the hydrogen is combustible, it burns. And also the refueling station, and also using of hydrogen as a fuel in the combustion engine. So most of the focus, if you look at the diagram, is focusing on the hydrogen storage, right? A lot of patents are found in this area. So where does Toyota found the fuel cell patent? In all the key automotive manufacturing countries like Japan, US, China, Germany, and Europe, right? This is the focus of the hydrogen fuel cell. And here I would like to share a bit on the hydrogen fuel cell car, some of the fundamental patent, the first of which was filed in 2003, and it lays down the fundamental concept of the hydrogen fuel cell car. It was an old patent, probably expired already by now. So what it says is a combination of features again. You have a floor panel that separates the passenger's room with the outside of the vehicle, the floor panel, and you have a fuel cell position disposed on the floor panel. And this floor panel has to be in a temperature conditioned environment, because fuel cell only perform best in a certain temperature to in an optimum operating condition. So you have to condition the temperatures, and the fuel cell is positioned on the recessed portion of the floor panel. So it's a very basic combination, right? Where you put the fuel cell. It's on the floor panel, on the recessed portion of the floor panel. So if anyone wants to use this combination, they have to get the consent of Toyota. And this is the another pattern on the fuel cell, which I find interesting, is Toyota uses the high water that is a byproduct of the fuel cell, of the electrochemical reaction, as the heat into the heat exchanger to control the heat created, right? So in the chemical process, water and heat are created, and it become very hot. So you need to have a heat exchanger, and Toyota uses the water produced to work together with the heat exchangers to regulate the temperature of the car. Again, if you look at the combination protected, yeah, you are using, you can see that this system claims a memory, a processor with a heat exchanger, and you have the water system to pump the water, which is a byproduct of the fuel cell, into a water reservoir. And when the water level increases, you increase the load on the battery and on the cell to power the heat exchanger. And the heat exchanger will use the water to counterbalance the heat produced by the fuel cell. So it is using its own byproducts to regulate its own heat, right? So this is another system which is patented by Toyota. And if you look at the patenting activities of Toyota, you can see that Toyota filed quite a lot of patents in the 2010 and before, but now it seems that it is filing more patents on batteries. That's orange color. So it seems that Toyota is moving now more aggressively into the electric car because you see the emergence of players like Tesla, like BYD, and the fast adoptions of battery-powered electrical vehicle. So Toyota is catching up in this area. So what has Toyota done on the EV vehicle? So in fact, in the late 90s, Toyota has already produced its first battery-powered EV vehicle, the EV RAV4, right? And it uses batteries provided by Panasonic. But when they sold the car to the market, they were sued by General Motors GM, who owns the patent for the batteries that they use in their first generation's EV. So Toyota has to postpone the plan to roll out its electrical vehicle because the term imposed by GM was very onerous. They don't want to pay those high royalties, so they postponed the plan. If you look at the number of patents filed by Toyota on battery, right, you can see that the early years, they don't file many patents on battery. And after they get sued for patent infringement, they start filing a lot. And now they are the biggest filer of battery patent. So Toyota learned its lesson the hard way. So it is playing the catching up game on the batteries patent. And Toyota has filed a broad and diversified portfolio of patents on batteries for EV, covering from the anode, cathode, electrolytes, and also battery packs. The entire supply chain are protected by Toyota. And this is a vertical integration system. And you can see that, patents were filed in multiple technologies like battery pack. The red colors represent the active area, the high activities area, lithium battery, and also nickel batteries. Yeah, so these are the areas protected by Toyota. So what are the aim of lithium battery research? The aim of lithium battery research is first, safety. You want to make the electrical vehicle safer, charge faster, higher energy, and you can charge quickly, right? And you can cover greater range and power. And this is a concern. I think a lot of people are not so confident buying electrical vehicle because they are fearful that their battery will run out halfway and there's no, and you have to wait for a long time to charge the battery. So it's not really ready yet for now. So the lithium batteries players are finding ways to increase the range, the traveling range, and to shorten the charging time. So a lot of research are done in the areas of electrolyte, anode material, cathode material. But if you look at Toyota's case, they actually patent a lot on electrolyte. This is their focus. They are betting. Like in the sensor, they bet on camera. In the lithium battery, they are betting on electrolyte. So by far, the yellow is the yellow color bar is actually the patent filed by Toyota on and in the electrolyte. Toyota's focus is on solid state electrolyte, not the liquid electrolyte. Hello. Sorry. Okay. Someone is interrupting. Sorry. So Toyota is focusing on solid state electrolyte as opposed to the liquid electrolyte, and Toyota filed the most patent in this area. As you can see, it's by far the market leader with about 1,400 patents filed on the solid state electrolyte. What is the advantage of solid state electrolyte? It is less flammable, it is safer, and it has higher energy density, right? You can charge faster, you can have higher density, and it's lighter and it's safer. there are obvious benefits. And this is the patent filed by Toyota on solid electrolyte, solid lithium solid battery, fully solid. And this is actually a composition pattern. As you can see, they claim the lithium solid battery comprising a solid electrolyte layer comprising of sulfide glass, ion conductor comprises of L lithium element, P element, S element. So, and it has a radius of so much. So this combination is claimed by Toyota. And if anyone wants to use this solid electrolyte, they have to get the consent from Toyota. Yeah, so this is the diagram show that you have the number 3, the middle layer is the electrolyte, you have the cathode and anode on sandwiching the solid electrolyte in the center. So in 2020, Toyota has demonstrated a running prototype using solid electrolyte. Yeah, and it plans to launch a fully solid battery, solid state battery by 2025. That's the plan. Few days ago, July the 5th, Toyota made an announcement. The announcement is that Toyota has successfully come up with a solid state battery automobile which can travel 1,200 kilometers that charges in less than 10 minutes. And that's definitely better than the Tesla performance, right? Tesla can run to 700 kilometers in a single charge and it takes 20 to 30 minutes to charge. But this solid state battery takes 10 minutes to charge and it can run up to 1,200 kilometers. So it's going to be a game changer if this is successful. Probably Toyota would have a good weapon to compete with Tesla or BYD for supremacy in the in the battery powers electrical vehicle space. And next, the last part that I would like to talk about is on the power chips and power module, right? So this is an area where all the car manufacturers, the EV manufacturers are working on. How do you come up with a solution that can have higher energy efficiency, which can cover bigger range? So in 2018, Tesla actually came up with this silicon carbide, using silicon carbide in its electronic switch, the MOSFET switch, replacing the conventional silicon technology, semicon, right? So this silicon carbide has been proven to be able to reduce energy loss by 90% and also achieve higher voltage. So these are the advantages of silicon carbide: higher efficiency and bigger range. So following the lead, right? Tesla leads, all the car manufacturers have also rushed to use silicon carbide in their electrical vehicle platform, and that includes Toyota. So how does Toyota compete in this space, silicon carbide? Of course, they have been actively doing research and filing patent, and the leadership, the technology leadership in this space is actually led by a Toyota-related company, which is Denso. So Denso filed the most patent on this area, silicon carbide, followed by Toyota. And in July 2019, actually Denso and Toyota formed a joint venture called Mirais. And under Mirais, Toyota transferred all its patent relating to silicon carbide to Denso, and Denso become the key innovator in silicon carbide technology up to its integration into its electrical vehicles. So Denso has filed patents on this its very unique silicon carbide power semiconductor with a special trench octagonal P trench structure. Okay, and this structure, the octagonal P trench structure, is able to achieve higher voltage and lower resistance, and therefore can save more power. And they Denso call this technology Revo-Seek technology, and has used it in the latest Lexus RZ series, which was launched in March 2023. Yeah, so this is how you make your car more powerful, your electrical car more powerful, by innovating on the semiconductor used in the system, and innovation is also happening there. And this is a patent filed by Denso for this deep trench structure, and this is a bit more technical. I believe any of you who are interested to read more about this deep trench structure for the Denso silicon carbide, probably you can take a look yourself and see how it works. It is a bit beyond my level to explain the complexity of silicon carbide technologies. Okay, with that, I come to the last slide of my presentation, showcasing the Toyota strategy in meeting the next generation's vehicles challenges. Right, you can see that Toyota is very active protecting the next generation. It takes a lot of bets. Initially, it is betting on the hydrogen vehicle. Now, at the electrical power battery electrical vehicle, it is betting on solid state battery. So these are the bets that Toyota is making, and they filed a lot of patents on those areas. On the autonomous vehicle, they filed a lot of patents on camera. Yeah, making camera the key sensing system for autonomous car, and they are the clear market leader in that space also. As you look at the history of Toyota, they make mistakes, right? They didn't have enough patent, and they were sued by GM for using certain battery in the EV. So learning from its past mistakes, Toyota has adopted a vertical integrated IP strategy. It covers everything that it can cover, and filed a lot of patents to cover all the system. And the Toyota very active and high patenting activities put Toyota in a very solid base to strengthen its market position in the EV and the AV space. There are many competitors coming in. Yeah, a lot software companies like Apple, like Google. So in order to protect its market base, you need to use patent a lot. Using the patent, you can sue your competitor if they copied your technology, or you can prevent yourself to be getting sued. You have a freedom to operate because the technology belongs to you for the next era to come, in the era of the next generation's automotive. Okay, with that, I come to the end of my presentation. I would want to pass the floor back to Jai.